particular Monday, the 28th of September, is especially powerful, and you're not going to want to move away from your computer or your phones for this 2-hour block as we learn some very exciting information, not only about the two products that you're already familiar with that are coming to us from Valimenta, but you're going to learn about some very new details with some additional products that are going to be part of our By Design offering. So once again, welcome to all of you for joining us on this edition of Valimenta by Design. This is episode number 3. And Dr. Blair, as we begin our conversation tonight, and of course, you and I did not pre-rehearse this question that I'm going to ask you at all. That's one thing that you can always count on from me, is just being surprised, because I kind of figure this way. If Oprah Winfrey can answer any questions on television, then Dr. Blair, you can answer any question on Facebook Live and here on Zoom. So in the entire world of nutritional technology right now, especially because what would you tell them regarding the importance of liposomal delivery solutions for nutrients and minerals that maybe they didn't know about before? And how would you rank this concept of liposomal delivery in the overall importance of nutritional concepts right now?
So first of all, hey, thank you so much for having me on. I really appreciate it. It's always, a great honor to be able to connect to everybody on the team, and to be given some time to kind of speak my mind and tell you guys about what it is that we do. But as far as how important delivery is and how important absorption is, think about this. Calcium is in everything, right? We drink orange juice, it's got calcium in it. We eat a piece of bread, it's got calcium added to it. Every single food that we eat today, there's added calcium to it. But when you look at people's health, when you look at their bones, when you look at the calcium levels that most people have, they're deficient. But it's not even that they're deficient, their body just doesn't use calcium very well because it's not provided to the body in a way where it can be turned into bones. It can be turned into very critical, biochemistry, cycles in your body for your organs, for all that kind of stuff. So the question is, if we take up so much calcium every day, what's the problem? And the main problem is it's the delivery, right? It's not only that people aren't absorbing the calcium properly, but they also don't have the other ingredients that are needed to use calcium in their body. And I'll be talking about this a little bit about one of our products that we're presenting here that's not only good for immune, but it's good for your bones and for calcium utilization. So, the adage that, you are what you eat isn't necessarily accurate. It's you are what you absorb. You are what can actually get into your bloodstream, and you are what your body can actually utilize and do something useful and meaningful with, right? So, we're going to be talking a little bit later on about other ingredients where, like the curcumin product, which is our flagship product. Well, if you take curcuminoids, 99.5% of it gets rejected by your body. So your body doesn't get to utilize anything. Glutathione, without a delivery system, which is another one of our flagship products, your body absorbs 0% of glutathione without this delivery system. So, I'll get into how important glutathione is, we've already talked about it quite a bit at length, but your brain needs it, your liver needs it, your eyes need it, everything needs it. But if you don't have this delivery system, it doesn't get into your blood. It doesn't really go into your body in a meaningful way. So this kind of delivery, this kind of concept is exactly what nature wants you to do, because this is fundamentally what we did. We looked at nature, right? Nature usually has figured it out. So we looked at nature and we copied it. This is how nature wants nutrients to be delivered into the body. And our process is completely natural. The ingredients are completely natural. The lipids are from sunflower. They're non-allergenic. And we copied exactly how your body wants to work.
Outstanding. On this topic of absorption, and let's just define a couple of terms. Does absorption and bioavailability, are those terms synonymous to each other? Do they mean exactly the same thing? Or is there any kind of nuance of difference that might be helpful for our brand ambassadors between absorption and bioavailability?
I think those two words are synonymous, and unless you want to get into very, very, very technical, jargon, they're effectively the same thing. So absorption is, does it get into your blood? I mean, that's what absorption means. Bioavailability is as a percentage, right? If you want to get really scientific and everybody puts on their white lab coat, is what is the percentage that gets into your blood as in compared to how much would get into your blood from an injection of the material. But effectively, when we're talking about bioavailability and absorption, for the average person who's a health enthusiast, you can use those terms interchangeably.
Great. That's all we don't want to get super technical.
No.
We want to keep things on a very simple level. And then my last question with respect to absorption, is there, in our profession of network marketing, as you know, we love to be able to have powerful concepts that can be stated very simply, that can be duplicated with ease by everybody. In other words, it doesn't need to be a brand ambassador who is some kind of a medically trained professional in order to say these things and be able to use them effectively. So with respect to the topic of absorption, and I don't know if this is going to be a fair question, and if it's not, you can definitely check me. But in the world of nutrition, whether it be a large chain like the GNC stores or just general health and nutrition stores, anywhere in the world where you go in, you spend your money, you buy those various nutritional products, but then because of the absence of the liposomal delivery that we are talking about right now, your bloodstream does not absorb nearly the amount of nutrients and minerals that are made possible in the environment of a liposomal delivery system. So my question was going to be, is it even fair to assign a percentage number? Because people are, of course, investing their hard-earned money in going to a store like that and buying a product. And if, for example, they spend an amount of money on a product, but if they can only absorb 20% of that in comparison, for example, to a supplement that is a liposomal delivery solution situation, maybe the absorption is, 85%. I'm just using these as examples to put across the point, well, it's a much better investment to purchase a product that is going to give you 85% absorption than only 20%. Now right. Back to the question, are there realistic numbers that we could use like that would be helpful for our By Design brand ambassadors to represent the significant value in taking our liposomal delivery products?
Yeah, so glutathione, I think, is a great example. It's one of our flagship products, one of the two flagships, but it's one that I love, and if you give me the time, I'll talk on about it for days. But if you think about it, if you take a non-liposomal glutathione, your absorption is zero, nothing, right? The glutathione is destroyed by your stomach, and you absorb absolutely nothing. And in a pilot human clinical study that we did, we showed that in about an hour to 2 hours, we could increase people's glutathione levels by 22%. We did the same experiment on regular glutathione, and absolutely nothing happened, right? So that's one option where you're basically wasting money. But there's other options, right? And with this expansion of the product line, it's going to become more and more and more obvious, right? So when you talk to people about, hey, I've taken a lot of, let's say, curcumin products, a large complaint that people have about Kirkman products is that it upsets their GI tract. They get bloated, they get gassy, they get, you know, their stomach doesn't feel well. Let me leave it at that. And so you took something for your health and it makes you feel uncomfortable. Same thing with vitamin C. It's not uncommon for people to say, hey, you know what? I just took a couple capsules of vitamin C and I'm going to have to be in the bathroom for a while, right? So not only is the vitamin C not absorbing, but it's actually causing quite a bit of discomfort and, you know, a lot of stomach issues. And we could get into this, and we will when we go product by product. So it's not even that you go in and you're wasting your money or you're not investing your money in your health the way you thought you were. Sometimes you could get negative side effects. So a lot of times what we do, we have this very, very high-tech delivery system called liposomes, called Cellgate, but then it solves very, very basic product problems, right? So when you talk to people about multivitamins, right, and I'm sure, you know, all the people that are watching this, the first thing when you think of a multivitamin, you start thinking, oh, you know what, that sometimes makes me lightheaded, it upsets my stomach. It's not absorbing, it's just irritating your digestive tract, right? So what we're providing and the experience that people have with these line of products are amazing. Not only are they getting better absorption and better outcomes, right? So better nutrition, better nutritional levels in their bodies, but they're doing it without stomach discomfort, right? And that's a simple problem to solve, right? You know, it's not even about investment, it's about taking a product for your health and then getting a positive experience from it.
Right. Well, thank you so much as we are beginning our call tonight. And it certainly can be said that at the beginning of our journey together, we're literally just at the very starting point of creating some amazing stories involving Cellgate technology throughout the world because of the products that you're bringing to us through Valimenta. The only final aside I will make also is that given my own personal exposure to nutritional supplements over all of these years, I've often said to people that unless you are a super, super hardcore person, you're not going to take a nutritional supplement if it tastes terrible. When you put it in your mouth, if it's an awful taste, you're not really going to take it. And as you saw, I qualified that by saying, unless you're super, super hardcore, because I happen to be married to a super, super hardcore, wonderful wife who it doesn't matter about the taste. But my point was going to be the glutathione product that you have brought to us. Not only are the health benefits very significant, but the taste of that product is amazing. And it's almost fun to eat it. Natita and I make a joke that we need about a bottle an hour because it is so delicious. And then also the curcumin resveratrol product has a delightful taste as well. So I think I saw a comment coming out of your mouth about what I was commenting about regarding the taste.
Right. And you know, like the curcumin resveratrol, the way I usually take it is I put it in a glass of water and I kind of drink it kind of almost like my morning orange juice because it's beautiful orange. It tastes like orange juice, you know, so I mean, it's very, very easy to take.
Awesome. Well, once again, let me give an official and a formal welcome to you, Dr. Blair, to Dr. Miller, and let me now turn the mic over to you officially for your presentation in this episode number 3 of Valimenta by Design. We're super excited to hear about these other products that you're going to tell us about tonight. So take the mic away.
So, you know, I opened up this this PowerPoint, you know, just to kind of show you all the new products that we're releasing, you know, starting with the 2 flagship products, the glutathione and the curcumin with resveratrol, but we're also introducing a very, very effective and mild sleep product, a B12 product, a another vitamin C formula that's a capsule, the vitamin D3 with K2, and we'll go through these one by one, but what I'm going to try and impress on you guys is that each one of these products is unique and incredibly beneficial to you and will help you overcome nutritional challenges that other products have. And it's quite amazing. So, of course, we still have the curcumin with resveratrol, just incredible for your antioxidant system with the curcumin. Typically, curcumin upsets your stomach and is rejected at high rates, but our product is absorbed with a liposomal system, with a cell gate system, which is unique to us. It's something that we invented. It's truly a copy of nature. And like you said, we've spent the last couple of episodes kind of talking about curcumin with resveratrol and glutathione. So I'm going to go through these guys relatively quickly. But the amazing thing about curcumin is it helps a little bit with everything, with your eyes, with your digestion, with your antioxidant system. It's one of those truly amazing roots that are out there with that, and you can tell that we're using a high quality curcumin because this product is this beautiful orange, bright orange color, right? And the resveratrol also, well known for concepts like beauty from the inside, right? It helps with your skin, it helps with longevity. It works incredibly well. It's a beautiful marriage between curcumin and resveratrol. Glutathione, it's one of those amazing molecules that does almost everything in your body. It does all your detoxification. So you can't do detoxification without glutathione. Your brain is the #1 consumer of glutathione. So when you're thinking, when you're protecting your brain from oxidative stress, that's glutathione that's in there. Your liver uses it, obviously, for detoxification. Your eyes use it to regenerate so you can continuously see. It's how your body makes energy. Basically, any important function you can think of in your body, glutathione is involved. And the big problem with glutathione is if you just take a regular glutathione capsule, your stomach breaks it down. And we've tested this in the lab. You can take 2, 3, 4 grams of glutathione, just regular glutathione, and your blood levels will not budge at all. And there are some studies that show after taking the glutathione for about 6 months, you see a slight uptick in your glutathione levels. Well, nobody wants to take a product for 6 months to hope to have a tiny little change in their health. Where our product, we showed in the same study, an increase within a couple hours, right? So the benefit between taking something for 6 months or getting immediate benefit, those are very different things. So now we get to talk about the new products, right? And especially with everybody worried about their immune system, right? Everybody wants to strengthen their immune system. Everybody wants to strengthen their antioxidant system, right? In the US and around the world, not only do you want to do that because, fires are all over the place. There's a lot of air pollution. There's a lot of things out there. So the vitamin C and the glutathione, there's a lot of literature out there at how well, they help protect your lungs against a lot of damage that occurs, oxidative damage that occurs from pollution and, haze and all of that kind of stuff that's going out there. But what's really great about this product is we have really nice and definitive human clinical studies showing that our product not only absorbs at high rates, it also doesn't bother your stomach. So vitamin C is kind of an interesting vitamin. You could take 1 gram, you could take 20 grams. The only difference is that you're going to upset your stomach, but it doesn't matter how much of it you take, you're only going to absorb a tiny fraction of it, right? And you're going to absorb, maybe 200 milligrams at most. And you could take a kilogram of it, you'll still only absorb about 200 milligrams. But with ours, as you take more and more of it will absorb, right? And it won't bother your stomach. So you're going to get all those benefits that you see, touted out there about vitamin C, right? But the difference is that people are saying, well, you've got to take 5 to 10 grams a day. With ours, you can take 1 dose. If you want to take 2 doses, that's great too. But you'll get all those incredible benefits from vitamin C. I mean, everybody knows it as the antioxidant, and vitamin C with glutathione work incredibly well together. The other product here, which also really helps out your antioxidant capacity in your body, is CoQ10. This thing is touted as an antioxidant. It's touted for making energy in your body. If you take statins, right? So a lot of people are on cholesterol medication. Those drugs absolutely kill your CoQ10 levels in your body. And in certain countries, CoQ10 is actually prescribed for people who are on medication for cholesterol because you want to keep them healthy. But low CoQ10 levels is associated with things like muscle cramps, low energy, basically your body's biochemistry failing, right? But if you want to really strengthen something like your heart muscle, right, CoQ10 is incredibly important. And I'm not going to go into absolutely every single thing out there, but you guys can go out there and you guys can Google CoQ10 and see the incredible benefits. Now, what's the problem with CoQ10? The problem with most CoQ10 products is that they can't get assimilated into your blood. The CoQ10 will crystallize, it falls out, and by the time your body tries to absorb it, it's just too late and it doesn't work. But with the cell gate delivery system, it creates this nice little bubble around the CoQ10. Your body recognizes that bubble, it absorbs that cell gate bubble, and the CoQ10 gets into your blood at really nice high rates. The other product, and this one's coming soon, right? So I'm going to tell you about it, but it's not going to be immediately available. We decided to do something really, really special for bydzyne. But I'll talk about magnesium. So magnesium is touted for staying, helping keep you calm, for muscle function. Basically, in these days, with the stress that's going around the world, magnesium has become such an important ingredient because not only that, but it helps you get better brain function and not only better brain function, but better sleep, right? And for people whose minds are racing, I know for myself, I turn on news for about 30 minutes and that's just running through my mind about what's going on all around the world. And I need some magnesium just to stay calm, cope with all of the very interesting information that's coming out there and what's happening. But for this particular product, we're going to do something very, very special for bydzyne. And this one's going to come out a little bit later. But the thing you want to take from this is that magnesium not only is important for things like regulating your sugar metabolism, but it's really, really important for your bones. And it's one of those things that's completely overlooked. So, in the beginning, I started talking about how calcium is in absolutely everything. And when you think bones, you think calcium. But the reality is for calcium, for your bones to grow well, to stay strong, you need a certain ratio of magnesium in your body. And without the magnesium, calcium is kind of useless. So this is one of two products that I'm going to be talking about that is just so incredible, especially for people as they age. Just like glutathione, as people age, their bone density goes lower and lower and lower. And this is one of those critical ingredients to really make sure that your body utilizes calcium that you're already eating, right? You're drinking orange juice, you're eating bread, it's infused into everything. But now this magnesium is going to allow your body to use calcium properly. So this product is just a souped up version of the curcumin resveratrol. So rather than having curcumin resveratrol, this has a higher amount of curcumin for people who really want to add another 20-30% of curcumin into your body. Now, I've already talked about all the amazing benefits. So this is just supercharging it with a higher dose. But curcumin, that golden, root is just so incredibly important. And, if you think about it, a lot of places already eat a lot of curcumin, right? Yellow curry, right? So I'm sure everybody who's listening to this and is on this call is thinking, hey, I love yellow curry. It's something I already eat. But the problem is that yellow curry is delicious, but it's only a small amount of curcumin, which is the active ingredient in turmeric. But that also doesn't absorb at high levels. So now we're giving you all the benefits of yellow curry in a dense, easy to take format. So the other really, really important part of using calcium in your system and supporting your immune system is vitamin D3, right? The sunshine vitamin. So I'm going to get a little bit technical on vitamin D because people think, oh, I can go out into the sun and that's it. I get all the vitamin D that I need. But what people never talk about, and this is, at least to me as a scientist, is really, really interesting, is that when you go out in the sun, one wavelength of sun makes vitamin D, and another wavelength of sun destroys vitamin D. So you could stay on the beach, in the middle of the desert, or like somewhere where there's a ton of sun, but you're only going to get a little bit of vitamin D out there. You need to supplement it to really get your vitamin D levels up. So this vitamin D not only has vitamin D in it, but it also has K2, so it's vitamin K, and we use a very specific form of it called MK7. And that's the good, useful, ready to use by your body version of vitamin K, right? So your body doesn't have to go and do a whole lot of processing. So without these two, your body can't assimilate calcium, right? So calcium that's so important for you, it's important for your brain, important for everything, is basically useless without this. And then when we'll supercharge it with magnesium, you really have a full system there for your immune system, for helping to stay calm, for being able to cope with all the stresses in the world, right? Because we know the world is stressful, but what are we really going to give up, in our lives, right? We've got to work, we've got to go out there, we've got to deal with it. And this, with the magnesium, is really going to help with that. So here's another one of my favorite products. I mean, this is one that I take religiously several times a day. And it's really, really simple. It's methyl B12, which is the active kind of B12, right? So we don't use cyano B12. Just the concept of having cyanide attached to your B12 doesn't sound all that attractive to me. So we use a methylated B12 instead. And this product really helps get your B12 levels to where you need to be. And for people, especially people who are vegetarians or vegans, a good source of B12 is the difference between being healthy and, basically having no energy, being kind of lethargic, staying in bed all day, and things of that nature. So this product is incredible. A lot of people that I know that even get B12 injections once a month will still take this product because it works it works even better. So this is one that I can't tout enough. Mood, brain, nerves, cognitive functions, like if you're an athlete, for your muscle support, this is just also another one of those products. Just like almost all of our products, they're just so important to numerous aspects of your life. It's not just one benefit, it is truly something that's going to help you day in and day out, from getting up from bed to competing in athletic endurance and kind of event. Here's another one of my favorite product. I need to be transparent. I'm one of these people that the moment my head hits the pillow, I go to sleep. My wife, on the other hand, right? My wife, on the other hand, and this is who I really designed this product for. This product was a labor of love because my wife has a very difficult time going to sleep, and she has a very difficult time staying asleep, right? So what we did was come up with a very, very gentle formula. And a lot of people will say, well, you know what? I take other melatonin products, and the big problem I have is I wake up, like they work, I go to sleep, but I wake up very, very groggy, right? And once again, for transparency, this isn't my experience. This is, 6 years of product development that has led me here. So what's amazing about the Cellgate technology is not necessarily how well it's absorbed, but it's how quickly it's absorbed, right? So this little bottle sits next to your bed, right, on your bedside table. You take it, you squirt it in your mouth, and then the liposomes help the GABA, the melatonin, the little bit of glutathione absorb quickly. Why is that important, right? So the GABA helps calm your mind. It gets you in the right state of mind to go to sleep, right? Because just getting knocked out isn't the whole game, right? If your mind is racing, your body won't let you go to sleep because you're going to create stress hormones. You're going to kind of, everybody's gone through this, right? Everybody's laid there in bed and hasn't been able to go to sleep because their mind's just going 1,000 miles a minute, right? So this helps you calm your mind. It helps you get in the right headspace, in the right mood to go to sleep. And then the melatonin, because it's also absorbed very, very quickly, puts you to sleep, right? Because that's the signal to your brain. That's it. Go to sleep, close your eyes, your day is over. And then the reason we added just a little bit of glutathione is because with the absorption of GABA and melatonin, we wanted an ingredient in there that helps recycle things like B12, B2, B6 in your brain to help your brain stay asleep, right? And the most important thing is, because all of that happens very, very quickly, you're not groggy in the morning. You wake up refreshed and you feel good. This product is incredibly gentle. This product is not a hammer. It is going to very, very lightly help you go to sleep. So it's not uncommon that some people will take 2 doses. That's not an uncommon thing for people to do, because we really designed it to gently, gently usher you into sleep. So this is the other thing that's coming soon. And this one, just like the magnesium, we're going to launch this a little bit later. Just because, frankly, in the last 2 weeks, Dr. Allen and I have been speaking about this quite a bit, and we're not only going to have all the vitamins in there, such as vitamins A, C, D, E, K, and some of the minerals, but we're also going to have these amazing other antioxidant components, which I'm not going to give away just yet, because that'll be on our next talk, where we really dive deep into this product and the magnesium product and really talk about what it is that we've done and how we've done it that's completely different than anything else that's out there, right? So if you've got Centrum or any other kind of Pfizer multivitamin concept in your head, this is going to be a whole new level of multivitamins. We're really, with this product, going to turn the whole industry on its head. And, for those of you who know me, I don't say that lightly, right? I don't, but this is going to be absolutely incredible. It's going to be only through bydzyne. It's going to be, exclusive. And it's one of those things that not just me, but our whole team, we're just very, very excited about everything about this product. And there's a lot more information to come about it. But trust me, when we do, it's going to be really interesting. It's going to be in depth, and we're going to cover a lot of ground. We're covering a lot of ground right now with all these different products, but we're going to cover this kind of ground on just this one. Right? And then let's talk again about the liposomal glutathione and how important this flagship product to us. So the reason the glutathione is one of our flagship products is because we know the glutathione does an amazing amount of things on its own. However, like you've heard me say just on this call, that it's important for your antioxidant system. So let me go into that a little bit more in depth. And that is that vitamin C, right? When anybody thinks antioxidant, they think vitamin C. Well, guess what? Without glutathione, vitamin C doesn't work. Without glutathione, vitamin D doesn't work. Without glutathione, CoQ10 doesn't work, right? So you almost want to think of your health as a chain, and this is that part of the chain that's to the anchor, right? Glutathione is the anchor. It's required for every other process in your body, right? And not a big surprise, but it works incredibly well with curcumin and resveratrol. So what we do is we'll provide you our other flagship product that provides a ton of curcumin and a lot of resveratrol in your body, which can do amazing things, but then the glutathione will continue to recycle it over and over and over again. So every time you have one molecule of curcumin in your body, the glutathione will make it work a second time, a third time, a fourth time, a fifth time, over and over and over and over again, right? So the whole concept is that we have a system for you, right? Where we provide you with the ingredients that your body needs in a way that your body recognizes and is able to absorb and is able to use. But then we also give you the other flagship product, which is glutathione, and then you get a lot of cycles out of it, right? So just being able to use it once, that's not good enough. We want your body to use this 10 times, 20 times, 30 times, 1,000 times, right? And that's really one of the ways that we're also providing a lot of value, right? Because we give you let's say vitamin D, but we also give you the activator. And that's kind of what glutathione is. It's like the activator for curcumin. It's the activator from almost every other thing in your body, right? Remember, glutathione is required in every single cell in your body except for your bones. Think about that. Glutathione is a requirement for every single cell in your body, right? Your eyes, your brain, your lungs, okay, so your heart, everything, your liver, it's required for proper function. So with that, I think really what we're going to be getting into is some questions that people have about the products and kind of covering some of those things.
Dr. Miller, have you been seeing the questions that people have been asking?
Yeah, actually seeing and answering them as we go. I've been kind of
Okay.
tending to them.
Okay, great. Well, Dr. Miller, you haven't had the luxury of doing that since you've been speaking. But I think the easiest way to address some of these questions is if you'll just go down in the chat area, then you'll be able to see questions and field them as you feel is convenient.
Oh, sure. Yeah, let me find how to like where I can click on chat.
Right at the bottom in the center of the Zoom.
Yep, there we go. Yep. Okay. Now I see it. Fantastic. Okay. Yeah, I didn't have it on obviously just because I wanted to talk about the ingredients and the products, and I wanted to stay focused on all of that. So great. Let's should I just pick some random questions?
Just pick them at random, and we'll take 3 or 4 questions before we wrap up.
Dr. Blair, I've got a good one for you because I know I've heard you answer this one before. I know you feel pretty strongly about this. There is a question that says, is glutathione nano-sized?
Right. So that's a great question, and it's a little bit more complicated. So the answer is yes. Our glutathione is at a nano size, right? But just because something is smaller isn't going to stop the stomach from destroying it, right? And that's why we have this protective bubble where we put the glutathione inside of it. So that way, not only does your body recognize it, because we put these super healthy lipids, and that's the other thing I want to say, as a little aside, is the lipids that we use are also critical nutrition to your body. So the lipids that the cell gate is made out of, that the liposomes are made out of, that's what your cells are made out of, right? Your cell wall. So we're providing you guys with the delivery system is also healthy nutrition, right? So we don't have any fillers in these products, right? The only thing that's close to a filler is the flavor, but the flavor is still a natural plant extract. So you're still getting some orange extract or berry extract, but very small amounts for the flavoring. So yes, we are. But what's really, really important is that we deliver the glutathione in a way that your body can recognize it and control it, right? You don't want a whole bunch of nano-sized things floating around your body that your body cannot control, right? That's disaster, right? So you want to provide it in the way that nature designed it. And like I said, Cellgate is a copy of nature. That's all it is. I'd like to, tell you on this call that I'm a genius and I came up with this whole new concept and everything, but all I really did was copy what nature already does and then provided it in a way that's well packaged and that we can use it. Let me see what other questions are out there.
I like Karen's translation of what you just said. She said, like a Trojan horse for our cells.
Yeah, that's exactly right, because your body recognizes it. It's almost like knocking on the door, and your body says, yes, bring it in, and then it gets the payload, which is glutathione, vitamin C, curcumin, vitamin D, all these other amazing things. Any other good questions you've seen, Dr. Miller? So the other thing,
any age restrictions? That's a good one.
So, products, the saying is start low, go slow, right? So we always recommend that you start a low dose. Sometimes for the glutathione, I even tell people to start at half a dose and then work your way up. So I will tell you this. The number one complaint that we get on glutathione is that somebody did not read the directions, they drank half the bottle, and their body went into detox, and then they felt like they had a flu, right? Because think about it. Depending on your age, right? So I'm, in my 40s. For 40 years, my fat cells and muscle cells have been accumulating toxins and pesticides and all that kind of stuff. And then I take a monster amount, like a huge amount of glutathione, and it all goes from my fat directly into my blood and is circulating in my body again, right? So you want to start low. You want to start that process slowly so your body can properly handle it and your body can healthily detoxify, right? So that's the number one thing. But glutathione is a requirement for all your body's functions. When you're born, your body actually makes a really good amount of glutathione. But every year that you age, your body makes less and less and less of it, right? So what I would say is that as you increase in age, you actually should take more glutathione. And, for instance, I'll tell you myself, I take over a gram a day, right? But I've also built up to it over 10 years. So I didn't start on day one at a gram. I built up over 10 years. And, I get, really, really nice antioxidant results from it. But that's a great question. It's one of those things. The other thing that, I always want to say too is because glutathione will supercharge your liver. If you prescribed any drugs, the glutathione may chop up all those drugs so quickly that it may not be effective anymore. So it's really important to talk to your doctor if you're taking any kind of medication. And I always encourage people, have a good, healthy relationship with your medical doctor. They'll look out for you and they'll be able to tell you if this makes sense with your medication or not.
And if your doctor doesn't understand what you're asking, time to find a new doctor.
That's absolutely correct.
I thought there was another one here I was going to ask you. What was it? Quite a few have come in. About products being vegan.
Right. So all of the products are vegan except for one. The vitamin D is vegetarian, but it's not vegan, right? But our facility, except for this one ingredient, is completely vegan. It's no allergens. Very, very, everything's very clean. And our philosophy is that rather than causing a problem and trying to prevent it, right, by bringing in, non-vegan or non-vegetarian ingredients and then trying to prevent cross-contamination, we just say, look, we're not going to cause the problem from the beginning, and our entire facility is vegetarian, or it's vegan plus vitamin D, which is vegetarian.
I had somebody ask about taking numerous products, mm-hmm. and is it okay to mix them all together? And I think my regimen is like a large water bottle and squeezes of about 8 different products in there, and then just sipping on that for a while.
Yep,
Certainly
that's very similar to my thing. Only I just have all the bottles, line them up, and squeeze them into my mouth. But the products are actually designed to work together. Right? Like I mentioned, the glutathione, one of the reasons it's one of the flagship products is because it will make the other products more effective, right? So vitamin C, if you want to use a vitamin C molecule more than once and you want to recycle it over and over and over and over again, you need the glutathione in there as well, right? And Kirkman, by the way, also does that, just not to the level that glutathione does it. But there's a reason that we have the foundational flagship products, and then we have the rest of the products out there too. They're really designed to be taken all together and according to what you need, right? And like for instance, people who do a lot of sports need more vitamin C, need more glutathione. If you smoke cigarettes, which you definitely should not, your daily requirement of input for vitamin C and glutathione is through the roof. Like you should take twice what anybody else was, or preferably quit smoking. But that's a different subject. So These products are designed to work with your body, and they're also designed to work with each other and supercharge each other.
Safety question about women who are breastfeeding, and can they take these products? I know that that's a pretty broad spectrum of products there, but
so this is the interesting part, right? So number one, if you're breastfeeding, definitely talk to your doctor, make sure that it's appropriate. That's number one. Number two is that this cell gate delivery system, when I talk about how we copied it from nature, we copied breast milk, right? So this is very, very interesting, but there are published papers out there that show that the first vitamin C that a baby gets is in this kind of delivery system. So think about it. The first vitamin C that we all got as infants is in this kind of delivery system, right? Because when I said that your body recognizes this as nutrition, think about it. Babies, their stomachs don't really work. They're just a hollow tube effectively, right? Whatever goes in, almost all of it comes out, unless it's got these fat molecules around it, and then it can absorb at really, really high rates. Your body can use them, and then the baby can grow because it's properly nourished. So, like I said, always talk to your doctor, but this is the delivery system that we copied from nature. And once again, obviously dairy-free, complete, it's all vegan except for the vitamin D, which is vegetarian. And then the other question is, would the average person need all of these supplements? So the simple answer is probably. But it really depends on your diet. Unfortunately now, when you look at the nutrition in soil, right? Because you plant, tomatoes in soil, and whatever nutrition's in the soil comes into the tomato, and then we eat the tomato, right? Well, the problem is nowadays, farmland is all the nutrients have been depleted to such a level that the standard, and this is really, really interesting if you like tomatoes anyway, but a tomato that was considered like average quality to be kept and sold, that's not the tomatoes we have today. So from the 70s, that's not the tomatoes we have today. Today, the quality requirements have steadily gone down almost every single year. To a high-grade tomato today would fail if it was grown in the 70s, which is alarming, is I think probably the correct way of saying that. And I'm going to say it again. Think about it. The produce that we buy today, if it was grown in the 70s, would have been rejected and thrown in the trash. So nowadays we're almost forced, not almost, we are forced to supplement a lot of nutrients.
Dr. Bear, those comments that you just made about vegetables that would be grown, that are grown today, if they were grown in the 70s, they would have been rejected. Is that just an additional way also of saying that our human needs for nutritional and mineral supplementation today are the highest that they've ever been? Is that a fair conclusion from that kind of?
The highest they've ever been in the last 200 years. I'll say that.
Right. Okay.
We're not going to compare ourselves to cavemen, obviously.
Right.
But yes, I mean, and it's really sad if you think about it, because we've done so many amazing things. I mean, just look at the world around. We have space shuttles, we have cell phones, we have all this connectivity that we have here, and we haven't focused on proper nutrition. We've actively gone and destroyed our food.
Right.
It boggles the mind.
So at the same time that we've had all of this remarkable achievement, remarkable technology development, the pace of development in nutritional stuff is not near pace to the development of technology.
Well, it's not that it's not the same pace. It's gone backwards. We've taken nutrition out of our food for whatever reason.
Right.
So then if you couple that with the tens of thousands of chemicals that have been introduced into our environment in the last 100 years, then we're making it very tough on ourselves.
Yeah.
Well, this is probably a great segue to tell you, Dr. Blair, you, Dr. Miller, thank you so very much again for your participation in this episode number 3 of Valimenta by Design. And thank you so much for bringing these Valimenta products right here to By Design with the cell gate technology, the liposomal delivery system. And I can't help but think that we're going to be helping to create a whole new round of nutritionally beneficial stories in both brand ambassadors as well as customers that are going to be using our products in literally so many different parts of the world. So thank you once again for the incredibly helpful information tonight, because now our brand ambassador family, not only have they learned about the 2 products that we've already been offering, but these other additional products that you're bringing to By Design right now. So thank you so much to you, Dr. Blair, for your commitment in this area, and Dr. Miller for your help tonight as well. We're hoping for a phenomenally great future with these liposomal delivery, these cell gate technology products, and I'm confident that the brand ambassadors in so many different parts of the world are going to be taking the products, feeling the difference, knowing that they are taking something that is not sending them backwards, but in fact helping them to move forward. So thank you again very much for being with us tonight.
Thank you so much. It's amazing to be partnered with you.
Well, thank you very much. And for all of our brand ambassadors, just a small reminder to you that in only 5 minutes from right now, we will be starting our next episode of Mind Movers. Tonight, it is going to be a very special training. Therefore, it is not going to be available on the normal By Design Facebook page, but it will be available on the United by Design Facebook page as well as Zoom. So you've got just the last few minutes that you can be sending out a text message, making a quick call, telling your team members to hop on and jump on this call, because tonight it is going to be very, very special. We just had the previous hour with this incredible information coming from Dr. Blair regarding the Valimenta products. Well, tonight, the final hour of us being together is going to be a very special episode of Mind Movers. Just wait until you see what we have prepared for you tonight. So I will tell all of you, thank you so much for being with us for this product training. And Shannon, I will turn the time over to you for just the last couple, 2 or 3 minutes before we begin Mind Movers. So Shannon, back to you.